everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I've been filming a bunch of stuff. I just keep going and they're not in the right order, so I have to keep moving things that you haven't seen yet, but I've already filmed so that I don't show you anything before I have it posted. Otherwise you'll all be like, where's that tutorial? It does happen on occasion, and then you do ask me like, I missed that one. So I try not to confuse you because it's easy for me to get confused. So we are just days away from this catalog starting. So to be honest, in my head, I sent an email earlier today that kind of wrapped up August. So it still is August when this posts. You want to make sure you've redeemed your bonus bucks. Take a look back over. If you go to my Facebook page, I try to put most of my samples there. I miss them occasionally. But make sure that any of the paper that is on sale that you want, so paper sale and bonus bucks both will end at the end of August. But in my head, because my September is going to be crazy busy, I have moved on to this. I just have to remember I can't show you the inside of the catalog. So I've tried to note the couple of videos that will post after September 4th, because then I would be able to open and show you the catalog. So September 4th, you will want to make sure that you come back here on my channel on September 4th. I have so many cards to show you. So we'll do a little walkthrough of the catalog. It won't be a tutorial, but I promise you, you will not be disappointed in the beautiful things that I have to show you, and sets that I haven't had time to use yet. Some of them I own, and some of them were on my list because I love them. I just haven't had the time. So September 4th, you'll get the catalog walkthrough. You will get the catalog kickoff week specials that I have, as well as my September host code for the thank you gifts. Then if you are planning on purchasing the Season of Elegance, make sure you check out my free online class that goes with that. Those of you that have registered for the free class before September 4th, on September 3rd, we'll get an email telling you how to redeem that registration. And then you can also add on the Shepherd's Care to that class. It's still free. It's free with purchase, and then you'll get projects for both of those. You can go watch this video or head to my website for information on that. Then today I am going to be showing you another project with our bonus set for my September card club. So September card club this month, we're using the Autumn Expressions, and I think it's Autumn something. Autumn Splendor maybe is the name of the suite. So this is the first project that we will make as part of my card club. You can see it's a little fun fold. It still all goes in your envelope there, nice and easy. So it's got all these poppy pieces. This is up, so you can go watch it. So every month in my card club, it features paper, embellishments, and ribbon. So this is what they're getting this month. And then if they don't choose to add on the bundle, they'll still get the dies and stuff. So they would just have to substitute some other leaves and another sentiment. I do 3 designs, so this is 1, and then they get the supplies to make 2 of each. So they can do it exactly as is, or that gives them some freedom to kind of play with the second. So if you're interested in this card club, go watch this video. Again, all on my website. And then some months, it used to be like every 3rd, but recently, I think because I have so many things I want to use, I took my classes off. I do a bonus project. So I probably won't do one in November and December, but the next 2 months, those of you in Card Club know what's coming. So More Than Autumn is the add-on this month. So if you add this set on in Card Club, then you get the supplies for 2 bonus projects, and those are just 1 of each. And they have to cut their own dies. I don't cut the dies for that, so they do have to buy the full bundle. So here is one card made with the Nothing's Better Than Autumn. So it says, nothing's better than autumn, maybe, except maybe you, on this card. I'm going to use this, and I will tell you, I have already filmed, this is the 3rd card, our 3rd project today with the More Than Autumn set. So you'll want to come back the next couple of days, especially if you're in Card Club and you're like, I'm not sure if I'm going to add that yet, because I have a Christmas and a birthday, kind of a celebration thing, both made with this. They're not autumn. So this set does more than autumn. So let's do today's though, because today's we'll use, if you're in Card Club and you get the add-on, you'll be able to make this because you'll have everything you're going to need, because we're going to use the Autumn Splendor paper. So here's the paper if you haven't seen the video with it. It's lovely, beautiful. So here is the piece that I chose for today's card, and I'm not going to cut it again because I don't want to waste another piece of paper. not waste it, but you know, I'd cut it and then I'd end up with it. So this is the piece that I used on the other card I showed you. So here's the paper. It's stunningly beautiful. So I cut it. I want it to be 5 1/4 by 3. That way you get 2 cards. So a lot of times when we have 6 by 6 papers, I design them to use a 3-inch piece so you can get 2. So here it is, cut into the 3. It's this side. So my other card that I'll show you in a minute has this side. So here is this. And then that meant that I took a strip off the bottom and a little strip off the top because I didn't want all ground and I didn't want all leaves. Because if you lose a 1/2 inch here, you lose all the ground. And if you use a 1/2 inch here, then your tree's shorter. So I just took a little snippet off of each. So here's, it's backwards. This is where I cut it. So you can see what I did. So here's the 3. But before I did the 3, I did a little snippet here and then a little snippet here. But when you turned over the snippets, they were both wild wheat. So I'm going to use that piece. That's why I wanted to show you where it came from. So in Card Club this month, you get a 1/2 pack of that paper. You get a full spool of the wild wheat, and then you get a full packet of the faux glass dots. So we're going to use those on today's card as well. So here's our paper. And then I have a piece of vanilla to stamp on. I have a piece of espresso that is cut 4 by 5 1/4. And then that will also be my card base. And then I have, this is some Cajun Craze that you can see I've shimmered. And I have so many videos on my channel. If you go to my website, at the very top, it says, here's how to shimmer. Because it is with Wink of Stella, but it gets it on there in a much more practical way because you can do whole pieces and you can keep doing them forever. So here's my shimmer solution. So everybody in Card Club knows about that because they got some of that a couple months ago. So let's do our stamping. I'm going to grab this little piece of vanilla, and then I need to make sure because like I said, see, here's a cocoa one. So there's a cocoa one coming. I want to make sure I've got the right stamps, and I don't need the candy cane. So I'm going to stamp my cup and my foam. And then we'll die cut these out so it doesn't matter how they are. And then I need to stamp the words. So this set has so many stamp words and so many die words. You really need to get them all out and kind of see where you are because some of them are repeated. Some of them I make a saying up in my head and then I'm like, well, that wasn't even in there because there's so many words. Whoops, and I can't stamp. So I'm going to do the you are the and then to my. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can then add words to this. You are the blank to my blank. And those are all included in this set. So I am going to do you are the pumpkin to my spice. And I'm going to cut the pumpkin and the spice out of that paper, the Cajun that I have glimmered. So let's color these in. So I have these colors in my paper, so I want it to kind of match. So super easy coloring. I have dark moody mauve and light crumb cake, which I realize now, I thought my nails were pink when I first got them. But as I keep, well, here's one of the things you're going to see. You see, it's not pink, it's a mauve. But, you know, Stampin' Up's always on trend, so are the nail people, and moody mauve must be in style. So I'm going to color about halfway here with my moody mauve. Be a little bit more than halfway. So I only have one, so I'm just working with the one because, you know, this doesn't have to be a work of art. It's a cup. So here is where it's the lightest. Here I have done twice. And then over here we'll color it 3 times, or just kind of go back and forth. So I'm going to let that sit for just a second, and then we'll do our cup. So on it, I again have one. I have light crumb cake. And I'm just going to kind of blend some of this on. And it helps that I've started with some the vanilla paper. You could have also done it on basic beige. And then we'll go back here. And just by doing more than one coat, You don't have to use 2 blends if you're not going super fancy. And then one more I'll get. So this has 3 coats, but I'm not going all the way out. And then I will take my Moody Mauve again, and up here on the edge, we'll do one more, kind of back and forth. So you can see how it's blended, even though it's just one color you're working with. I'll kind of blend these in a little bit there in the middle. And then I'm just going to take my color lifter to kind of pull the rest of the color out. And this will kind of blend those where any place where I had lines where I hadn't really blended before. Kind of just mushes them. Plus, the other thing it does is it makes it match this paper. Because see how that paper's kind of mottled? This will do the same thing. And then I'm just going to take my light crumb cake again. Just give some swish of color in my foam. You don't want a colored thing and something that's not colored at all. But I don't want a lot because I don't want my foam to look like it's crumb cake. And then when you just go right over the top of these, they will bleed out a little bit into your foam. So super easy, couldn't be any easier. So I'm going to cut these out. I will hand trim these out, and then I'm going to do the pumpkin spice out of this. So let me cut those. All right, so those are all cut out. Now we are going to take this panel here, and I'm going to put it, well, that's got some shimmer on it. I'm going to put it in the wood grain. This is part of the Nest of Winter. I think that's what it's called. It's one of the ones that I haven't got to play with very much. I'm going to do it long ways. So let me run this through and give this a nice wood impression. All right, so I have run that through the folder, and then I did notice on my other card that it does have a little bit of shimmer on it. So whip our shimmer back out. So it's here. It really needs to sit like this because you can see a bunch of my Wink of Stella is in the bottom. And I have more Wink of Stella in mine than what you'll need, but I like for you to be able to see it on camera. So yours won't look quite that gold when you put it in there because you don't need that much. I just want you to be able to see it when I do it. So I'm just going to add a little blurb there. I have this same blending brush that I have been using since I started doing this technique. And I haven't washed it. I just keep using it. So we're just going to add on a little bit. And so you can shimmer whole pieces, obviously. But I also sometimes just like to add a little bit because then it really shows up. Now it's going to look like that because it's wet. It has glycerin in it. So once it dries, it doesn't look dark like that. And then I'm just going to kind of put it on my tree. But see, I'm not going to do it here on the ground. And again, that will kind of help it show. Now what it does do is it makes it, until it's dry, it's hard for the stuff to stick to it. So you'll just have to, the stuff that won't stick, I will go back later and make sure that they stuck. I could use Seal Plus, but it's kind of overkill. So we're going to add this piece first. These will stick because the glycerin's on the other side. And then we're just going to add this piece here. And if I do it where there's none, that will help. Just kind of line that up there. And then that strip piece that we have, it's too long. I didn't trim it. I just trimmed it right when I cut it off the thing. So it's still 6 inches long. That's okay. We can just lay it on here. I just like that little bit of extra wild wheat. And otherwise I was going to end up in the trash. Just snip this off there. And then the ribbon, remember that's coming in Card Club, is this wild wheat. So I wanted to include it because you have it, but I didn't really want to tie it on there anymore because there's kind of a lot going on. This just gives you, this card, the feel that it is autumn and you've grabbed a coffee and you know you're heading off on your errands, or that you've gone to the orchard and gotten a hot cider, because we do that too. Any of the things can be pumpkin spiced these days, right? Just kind of attach that on there. This ribbon is so much fun. It's got great texture. I'm sure it could be deconstructed wonderfully, which we will probably do in Card Club. I just haven't gotten around to that yet. And I should have trimmed that before I put it on here. There we go. And then let's put all our little pieces on. So I'm going to start with my coffee, cider, whatever you want it to be, that's what it is. Just kind of center it here on the, balance it on the ribbon. Add our foam. And then I'm going to put these on, and then the last thing is I'll add those words because then I can line those up where I want to. So you could use the sticky adhesive sheets. It would probably be a little bit faster than doing it this way, and I realized I left my dot either on my cutting tray for the eye, because pumpkin has an eye. I don't know why I didn't realize that. It does cut one. I can't even tell if I put it on my other one. You might not need it because it's going to go right in all these leaves. So you are the pumpkin. Glue does stick better to the glycerin than the adhesives do. To my spice. You never need a lot of this as long as you have it about on a third of. Pop this down here now. And I'm just going to use my glue since these are little and since I have it out. I always give it a second read to make sure that I'm putting these on right. Otherwise, you could be the to my pumpkin, you are the spice, which I guess is just another way to say it, right? And that there. This never needs a long time to just kind of, once the glue has smushed down, it will hold. So you are the pumpkin to my spice. Isn't that cute? It doesn't give you all the fall feels. So a fun story. Well, maybe not so much fun. Long time ago when pumpkin spice lattes were brand new, I used to be a Starbucks secret shopper. And there was one day I had to, they would give you all the stores that you had to do around town. This was when Starbucks was fairly new. And so I would have to go secret shop them, but you had to taste them all, right? You had to agree first that you liked it. And I did like pumpkin spice lattes, but one day I had to do 8. And they would reimburse you for your pumpkin spice latte, but you had to pay for it up front. And you know that these days I would just be like, I'm going to get my money back and toss it in the trash, kind of like I do with my scraps of paper. But then we didn't have as much money, and I was like, I bought this. I need to drink it. So I think I had 8 or 9 in one day. And that was the last day that I enjoyed a pumpkin spice latte. After that, I was like, yeah, I can't taste test these for you anymore because I don't like them. Isn't that fun? So you can see the sparkle on here. See how that still looks a little wet? This one, it's dry. So if you are interested in my card club, you have till September 10th, but I will say every time we have a new catalog and we use something new like this, especially when it's fall themed and it's September, the chance of them selling out is higher than normal regular times. So I will be placing an order as soon as the catalog goes live for these items. So if you are in Card Club then and you get it, if it would sell out and you hadn't joined yet on months like this, even though I say till September 10th, if I don't have the stuff, I can't have you in. So if you're interested, I would join now, add your stuff on now, because everybody who's added on, again, I will be placing that order in the middle of the night on September 3rd into 4th when the catalog goes live. So if you have any questions, let me know, and everybody have a great day. Bye.